First play from about the 12, and there is Vic, as you talked about, John, rolling and launching downfield for Deshaun Jackson, who accelerates, caught the opening play, and all the way for a touchdown. 88 yards.
Football is the all-American sport. That play is the best play in my opinion. Deshaun Jackson catches an 88-yard pass from Michael Vick in the first minute on the first play of the 2010 NFL season.
Second down and 10. Oh, what a hit. Look.
Football hasn't always been the rough, tough, hard-hitting sport that we all know and love today. The earliest form of American football can be traced back to 1892 when William Fudge Heffelfinger signed a contract worth $500 to play for the Allegheny Athletic Association against the Pittsburgh Athletic Club. 28 years later, the American Professional Football Association was formed and then later changed their name to the National Football League. In 1960, a rival league of the NFL called the American Football League began playing. The two leagues would soon merge, creating the first ever Super Bowl.
January 15th, 1967. A sparse crowd gathered for pro football's first ever Super Bowl. This much-anticipated event featured Vince Lombardi's Green Bay Packers against the upstart Kansas City Chiefs. The heavily favored Packers got things going early when Max McGee holed in an amazing one-hand grab for the game's first score. Jim Taylor sliced through the Kansas City defense for Green Bay's second touchdown.
The Super Bowl is one of the most watched sporting events in the whole entire world. However, a big part of the Super Bowl nowadays is the fantastic commercials that are on during the game.
9 and 7. As Kaepernick forced outside and taken off. Inside the 10, Kaepernick's in for the touchdown. Wow, did he get there in a hurry.
Do you remember the first Super Bowl?
Let's see, the first Super Bowl was in 61, is that right? 60? And I would have been 10 years old, and at that time, if I watched football at all, it was watching what my dad was watching, and usually he watched college football, watching the Razorbacks and Texas and University of Texas. So I didn't really watch much pro football at that time. I probably didn't even know that the Super Bowl was going, unless my dad was watching it. He probably watched it.
Who was your favorite team growing up?
Football team?
Yes.
I liked Green Bay, the Packers. Yeah.
Well, they were in the first Super Bowl.
Yeah?
First Super Bowl against Kansas City.
I may have seen it.
Yeah.
I liked Minnesota too. Minnesota and Green Bay.
Well, yeah, Green Bay won the first two Super Bowls.
Really? That's cool.
They won.
That may have been why I liked it.
Yeah, they won against Kansas City.
Didn't Bart Starr play for the? Yeah, I like Bart Starr. Yeah.
Well, thank you. It was a very good interview. Being a football player myself, nothing is more satisfying than making a big play and being cheered on for it. For years now, cheerleading has been associated with both high school and professional sports. What was it like being a cheerleader during the boom of football?
Well, I was a song leader during 1977 to 78 when I was at California High School in Whittier. And I loved being a cheerleader. I can't say that I knew much about football outside of high school or even at our high school, but we had a really good football team. We went to CIF. I can't remember who we weren't the CIF champions, but we went to CIF. And I didn't know a lot about actually what I was cheering for, other than that I knew the cheers, but it was a lot of fun. And the guys were cute in their football uniforms.
Yeah, well, one of the players from your team, from your high school team, actually went on to win the Super Bowl in 1972.
72 or 82?
82.
Who?
I don't remember his name, but he played for the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, and he won a Super Bowl.
From our school, so I wonder if he would have been in my class though.
Yes, he graduated in I don't remember, but he won the Super Bowl in Kansas City.
Really?
Yes.
Ask some of my friends about
is it true that you once cheered for the Los Angeles Rams?
How did you know that?
You told me that.
Oh, yes, we were chosen because our song and cheerleading squad won. We were top rated in the state. We went to competitions and stuff, and so we were chosen as one of the top schools to go and cheer for the LA Rams, and that was an amazing experience. We went to the Rose Bowl? No, wait, the Coliseum. Yeah, where they play the Rose Bowl, the Coliseum, and yeah, we felt really special cheering in that huge.
What year was that?
78.
Oh, the year
78.
before.
So the Youngblood twins. I remember we were standing on the, cheering, and all of a sudden, do you know who the Youngbloods were? They were famous on the Rams, and they turned around and they gave us this look, and we all just kind of melted, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was the year before they won the Super Bowl, or went to the Super Bowl, not won the Super
The
Bowl.
Rams, yeah, they were
The
good back
Rams.
then.
I'm here with one of my good friends, Sydney Ferris. How are you today, Sydney?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Great. Let's get started. Being a high school student, what do you think about football, both professional and amateur?
Honestly, I think football is a great sport. Amateur football is something that the whole school can get involved in. And I think for professional football, it kind of has a lack of interest because not everybody is forced to be involved like at a high school. The whole school is just ready for the football game on Friday nights, and professional is just either you like it and watch it or you don't and you spend your time doing other things.
Now answer honestly. Do you watch the Super Bowl for the commercials or for the game?
I mean, to be honest, I think it all depends on who's playing, and depending on that, it could be a good game, so I could be wanting to watch it. But at the same time, the commercials are always, I think the commercials are the best part, besides the halftime show.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for your honesty. I'm here today with Debbie Ferris. How are you today?
I'm great today. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Let's get started. Did you have a favorite football team or football player when you were growing up?
Actually, I grew up in a small town, so I guess my favorite football team would have been my high school team. In Washington State, also the Huskies or the Seahawks.
Great. Now, if you were given the chance, would you go to next year's Super Bowl or previous year's Super Bowl?
I'd have to say I think I'd want to go to next year's football game or Super Bowl because I'd have to catch up a little. I haven't watched professional football in a while.
Today we've learned a lot about the amazing game of football. I hope today was helpful for all of you wishing to know a lot more about football. Thank you for watching.